Hey there folks, it's Walid again from CNC Labs, one of the lead software developers here. Today we're going to be talking about macros and how to use them in gSender. So what are macros essentially? They're basically just G-code blocks that are reusable in gSender, and you can kind of use them whenever you need to. All you have to do is kind of just go to the macros tab right here, and you will kind of see the list of macros that you have set up. Right now I only have one here, but if you don't have any, it will just show you there is no macros. To add a macro is quite simple. You can just press the add button here, and it will bring up a dialog where you can give it the macro a name. This text box here is where you write your G-code. So you can put anything here. We can just keep it simple, and we can just do like a G0, and then just go to a certain position. Let's say, I don't know, X45. And then you can also give it a description in case you need more information about what this macro is all about. So yeah, that's the description there. And then once you're satisfied with the new macro you're about to add, you just press the add new macro button here, and now it will save it into gSender. In order to use the macro, it's quite simple, so we're just going to quickly zero here. All you have to do is tap on the macro item there, and it will actually run that macro immediately. So once that happens, you will see it show up with the running status and the green color, and that means it is running at the moment, and you can kind of see that it ran successfully because the visualizer updated, and you can see in the X position it moved to 45. A few other things you can do with macros is you can also edit ones that you made as well. Let's say for example the one I just created, the go to position, instead of going to X45 we want it to go to Y45. We can easily do that by just editing the G-code right here. So we change it from X45 to Y45. If everything looks good, you just press the update macro button here, and that should save the new changes into the macro. Those changes are applied, so if we press on the macro here, it will move in the Y position as reflected in the DRO. A couple other things you can do is you can add some variables to your macros. We give you a list of variables that you can use in your macros. Just kind of looking at it here, if you just press the variables drop down here, you can see the list. There's a bunch of them here, and they're kind of used whenever needed in certain situations, or depending on what you're trying to do in your workflow. A very simple example is that you can add like a weight variable, and that will just add that text to your macro, and it will execute accordingly. You can also delete a macro if you don't need it anymore. So you just press the three little dots icon here, and then there's the delete button right here as well. So you just click on that. It will give you a warning saying, are you sure you want to delete this macro? It will give you the name just to confirm things, and then you just need to press the delete button to confirm. And once you do that, it will delete it, and it will give you a little pop-up saying that it did so. A few other features that you can use in macros, you can actually import and export your macros when needed. I'm going to export the list of macros that I have. Currently, I only have one. So I'm just going to click on the export button right here. Once you do that, a little pop-up will show up, and it will ask you where you want to save this macro file. It is going to be in a JSON format, and then just press save. And then once you do so, that new file will be saved in that directory that you chose. You can also import that file again. So if you press import, it will give you the pop-up again, and you just have to go to the folder where that macro file was and just press open, and it will upload that file. In this instance, you see that little pop-up show up saying updated an existing macro. That's because it realized that we already have that exact macro already in gSender, and then instead of deleting it and such, it will just override that macro. Yeah, that is it for today, and hope you guys learned something new, and I'll catch you folks later.